Hello and welcome to Life Lessons HR Mukesh. Have you ever felt like your entire life is just a waiting game? Waiting for Friday, waiting for vacation, waiting for that one big promotion? We spend our days lost in what was or terrified of what might be, missing the only moment that truly exists, the now. If you're tired of the constant noise in your head, that endless loop of worry, regret and stress, then this video is your wake-up call. Today we are unlocking the profound, life-changing wisdom of Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now. In this comprehensive summary, we're not just reviewing a book. We're giving you a 16-chapter blueprint to mental and spiritual freedom. We'll reveal how to finally silence your mind chatter and realize you are not your thoughts. That's Chapter 1. The secret to ending all emotional suffering by understanding the pain body. How to build relationships that are free from drama and ego, leading to enlightened love. And most importantly, the single, simple shift that activates your undeniable inner power and leads you to a life of timeless peace. This isn't theory. This is the practice that millions use daily to transform anxiety into awareness. So if you're ready to stop living on autopilot and start truly experiencing the magic of every single moment, hit that like button right now. And if you want to keep receiving these powerful blueprints for success and peace, make sure you subscribe to Life Lessons HR Mukesh and turn on notifications. Let's dive into the power of now and change the way you live, starting right here, right now. Chapter 1. You are not your mind. Have you ever observed your mind? It runs non-stop without rest. One thought doesn't end before another begins. Sometimes we get troubled for no reason, grieving over something that happened or worrying about tomorrow. But have you ever questioned if these thoughts, these emotions, this endless chatter in your head, are they truly you or just an illusion? This chapter teaches us that we are not our mind. This may sound strange because we've always believed I am what I think, but the reality is completely different. The truth is, you are far greater than your mind. You are not just your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. You are a separate, higher consciousness. Until you understand this, your mind will continue to control your life. The mind is a survival machine. Its job is to help you with practical life. But when it dominates you, it becomes your biggest problem. The mind's nature is to live either in the past or the future. It can never stay in the present moment, and this is the root of our suffering. The solution is to become an observer of your thoughts. Whenever a thought arises, don't try to grab it. Just notice it and let it go. This is called watching the thinker. When you start observing your mind, you slowly start to detach from it. You realize that your thoughts are not your reality. This realization is the first step toward true freedom. When you understand that you are not your thoughts, you begin to feel a new kind of inner peace. Your mind no longer controls you. You control your mind. The power of now teaches us that if we truly want to be happy, we must step out of the slavery of our mind. Chapter 2, Consciousness, the Way Out of Pain. Where does pain truly come from? Is it only linked to an injury, illness, or external circumstance? Or is the real cause hidden somewhere else? If you pay attention, you'll find that our greatest pain comes not from the external world, but from our own mind. Our mind constantly repeats negative thoughts, regrets, guilt, and worries, and this is what torments us. This internal psychological pain is often self-created. Tolle introduces the concept of the pain body. This is a collection of unresolved, painful past emotions and experiences. When a present situation triggers a painful memory from the past, the pain body activates, and we feel intense suffering. Have you ever felt excessive anger or sadness over a small issue? This happens because that situation touched an old wound. The biggest problem is that we make our pain body our identity. But the truth is, we are not our pain. There is only one way out of this pain: consciousness or awareness. When you start observing the pain within you, when you look at it without judgment, simply as a witness, its grip on you gradually weakens. The pain body needs your unconscious identification to survive. As soon as you become aware and recognize it, you detach. You realize that the real pain is not in this moment. Your mind is just repeating it. By living in this awareness, you begin to free yourself from the grip of your ego and mind. The ego always wants to hold on to pain because it uses it to build its identity. When you start seeing the pain as an observer, the ego's hold breaks. This is true freedom. Chapter 3, Moving Deep into the Now. Where is true peace found? Is it in achieving a goal? Is it hidden somewhere in the future? Or can it be found through some external thing? Most people think that if they get a better job, more money, or the right life partner, they will be happy. But is that true? Whenever we achieve a goal, we feel momentary happiness, but then the emptiness returns. Why? Because we are searching for happiness in the wrong place. True peace and happiness are hidden right here, in this moment, in this now. Our mind never allows us to fully live in this moment. It's either lost in the past or worried about the future. We are always waiting for the next moment, thinking, once this work is done, I'll relax, or once I have more money, I'll be happy. But the truth is that then never truly arrives. The way to break this cycle is to move deep into the now. This doesn't mean forgetting your goals or stopping future planning. It means being completely present in this moment. When you work, focus only on that work. When you talk to someone, do it with full awareness. When you feel something, feel it with full intensity. When you live this way, you experience a different level of inner peace. By observing your mind, you stop feeding the thoughts that pull you away from the present. You realize that the present moment is the only thing that is real. When you are fully present, you reach the deepest level of your consciousness. This is real happiness, real success, and true spiritual awakening. Chapter 4. The State of Presence. Have you ever felt like your life is running on autopilot? You wake up, do the same things, think the same thoughts, the same worries, the same fears. But have you ever truly felt the now? The state of presence is a condition where your mind becomes completely quiet, and you enter the experience of just being. Presence doesn't require a special technique. It simply means being fully aware and fully present in this moment. When you are in the state of presence, you feel a distinct energy. You suddenly recognize the peace within you. You begin to see everything with clarity. Your ego, which keeps you tangled in past sorrow and future worries, weakens. And when the ego weakens, your true power awakens. Fear, anxiety, and stress automatically vanish when you are present. Why? Because these negative emotions are only connected to the past and the future. What if this happened? What if that didn't happen? But when you are fully in this moment, there is no place for fear or worry. There is only pure peace and pure joy. The power of now teaches us that the state of presence is not a future goal to be achieved. It is the very thing that is available to us in this moment. When you fully accept and live this moment, your entire life transforms. Chapter 5. Enlightened Relationships. Why is there so much suffering in relationships? Why does the person who was once the greatest source of your happiness cause you the most pain? Why does love, the most beautiful feeling, often turn into pain and conflict? Most relationships are driven by unconscious mind patterns and ego-based desires. We often think our partner will fulfill our happiness, our security, and complete our life. This thinking gives rise to dependency and attachment. When that person doesn't meet our expectations, we feel pain and anger. If you observe your relationships, most conflicts arise from expectations, insecurities, and ego clashes. Our mind constantly seeks approval, attention, and validation. Enlightened relationships mean bringing awareness into your connection. Be fully present. When you talk to your partner, be completely present without judgment or expectation. Observe your emotions. Before reacting to a conflict, ask yourself, is this truly my anger or is it my ego's defense mechanism? True love is not possessiveness or dependency. It is pure presence and acceptance. When you learn to fully accept your partner without trying to change or control them, your relationship can truly become enlightened. Chapter 6. The Meaning of Surrender. Have you ever thought that the most suffering in life occurs when we are fighting something? When things don't go according to our plan, we struggle internally. The mind constantly tries to control everything, and when it fails, we become unhappy and worried. But what if I said you don't need to fight life? What if true peace comes when we learn to surrender? True surrender is not about defeat. It is about accepting life exactly as it is in this moment. We often misunderstand surrender to mean giving up our goals. But in reality, surrender means dropping the resistance that forces us to fight against the present moment. Our suffering's true cause is this resistance. When you fully accept a difficult situation, without running away or forcefully trying to change it, you enter a deep inner peace. Resistance is what creates suffering. If you accept a situation without judgment, the pain suddenly lessens because the resistance is gone. Surrender is a deep spiritual act. It means letting go of your ego's habit of control and moving with the natural flow of life. When you stop fighting life and accept it as it is, you become truly free. True happiness and peace are felt by those who hand themselves over to life and fully live every moment with trust. Chapter 7. Finding the Undestroyable Reality. The now is not just about avoiding past regrets or future anxieties. It is the doorway to something much deeper and more permanent. Our conventional reality, the world of forms, things, and events, is constantly changing, temporary, and ultimately leads to suffering because everything we identify with, possessions, status, relationships, is destined to end. Eckhart Tolle suggests that beneath this shifting world of forms is an undestroyable reality, which he calls being or presence. This is the non-material, timeless essence of who you are. The present moment is the only point where you can access this being. When you are fully present, you are no longer just an individual mind with a personal history. You become a part of the vast, formless consciousness that underlies all existence. The present is not just a time frame. It is the space where all life happens. The key practice here is to shift your attention from thinking to awareness. Thinking is limited by time, past and future, but awareness is timeless. When you stop naming and judging everything around you and simply perceive it, a tree, a sound, the space in the room, you momentarily stop the stream of thought and enter the dimension of being. This feeling is not an emotion. It is a deep, quiet peace that is always there, waiting to be noticed. This peace is your true nature. Chapter 8. Accessing the Power of the Now. The energy and power you need to create a successful, fulfilling life are not found in future planning or past analysis. They are contained entirely within the present moment. When your mind is constantly projecting into the future, the energy you need for effective action in the now is wasted on anxiety. When you are fully present, your energy is contained, concentrated, and infinitely more effective. This is the secret behind people who perform seemingly effortless feats. They are entirely in the moment of action. Tolle introduces the concept of doing and being. Most people define themselves by what they do, their job, their roles. But to access the true power of the now, you must shift your focus to the being that underlies the doing. How to access this power? Accept the now fully. Whatever you are doing, do it with total acceptance, not resignation, but a willing participation. If a task is unavoidable, don't mentally resist it. Resistance wastes energy. Focus on the journey, not the goal. While goals are useful for direction, they should never be the primary source of your happiness or purpose. Let the goal be a light at the end of the path, but let your focus, energy, and joy be in the journey itself. Use your senses. To pull yourself out of your head, use your senses to anchor yourself in reality. Feel your feet on the floor. Listen to the ambient silence beneath the noise and feel the flow of breath in your body. This sensory awareness immediately shuts down the overthinking mind and brings you into the now, where all your power resides. Chapter 9. Beyond happiness and unhappiness there is peace. The conventional human pursuit is for happiness and the avoidance of unhappiness. This pursuit is flawed because happiness, as an emotion, is dependent on external forms and is therefore fleeting. It is part of the dualistic nature of the world. You can't have the high without the low. Tolle teaches that true inner freedom lies beyond this duality. The ultimate goal is not happiness, but peace. Peace is the underlying state of your being. It is not the opposite of unhappiness. It is the absence of identification with the mind, the absence of mental resistance to the current moment. When a difficult situation arises, most people have three options: withdraw, run away from the situation; fight, resist the situation and try to force a change; surrender, accept the situation completely. Chapter 6. By surrendering, accepting what is, you transcend the need for the situation to be different in order for you to be at peace. You realize that your inner peace is independent of your outer circumstances. This doesn't mean you stop taking action. Once you accept the moment, your action will flow from a place of clarity and presence, not from a reaction of fear or anger. This is the difference between resisting an obstacle and dealing with an obstacle. The former creates suffering, the latter creates solutions. Chapter 10. The Significance of Inner Space. We are preoccupied with the space out there, the physical world, and the space in our heads, the mental world of thoughts. But Tolle urges us to recognize and pay attention to the inner space, the stillness, the silence, and the emptiness within you and around you. Inner space is another name for presence or being. It is formless and timeless. How to become aware of inner space? Listen to silence. Whenever you hear a sound, pay attention to the background silence from which the sound arises and to which it returns. The silence is more powerful and enduring than the sound. Acknowledge the gap. Notice the brief gaps between your thoughts. These gaps are moments of thought-free awareness, which is where your true intelligence and creativity reside. Focus on the body. Feel the inner energy field of your body, the life pulsing in your hands, feet, and torso. This internal sensory experience instantly shifts your attention from thinking to being, connecting you to your inner space. The more you practice accessing this inner space, the more grounded and peaceful you become. Your identity shifts from being based on your thoughts and history to being rooted in this vast, eternal field of consciousness. You realize that your life is not a collection of events, but a continuous expression of the timeless now. Host, these final chapters powerfully bring together the core message. Your life's purpose is not to be found in the future, but in the intensity of your presence now. By recognizing that you are the awareness behind your thoughts, you step out of suffering and into the vast, undying peace that is your truest self. Final question for reflection. In what small moment today can you consciously choose to feel the silence and space rather than fill it with thought? Chapter 11. The Inner Purpose of Your Life. Eckhart Tolle divides your life's purpose into two aspects, the outer purpose and the inner purpose. The outer purpose involves doing and achieving, setting goals, earning money, raising a family, and contributing to the world of form. While important, this purpose is always conditional, temporary, and cannot provide lasting fulfillment. The inner purpose is about being. It's the primary purpose of your life, to awaken to your true self, to be fully present and to embody consciousness in whatever situation you find yourself. Your outer purpose will often change, but your inner purpose remains constant, to deepen your awareness of the now. When the inner purpose becomes primary, your outer purpose ceases to be a demanding master and transforms into a joyful, effortless expression of your awakened state. All your actions flow with greater power and less effort because they are rooted in the stillness of the now. Chapter 12. Creative Use of Mind. When you align with your inner purpose, you begin to use your mind creatively instead of letting it use you destructively. The mind is a brilliant tool, but like any tool, it's only useful when you're the master. Tolle identifies three modes of action that flow from a state of presence. Acceptance, when you can't take action right now, fully accept the situation as it is. This stops the resistance that causes suffering. Enjoyment, if you're currently engaged in a task, find the joy of being in the doing itself. Focus completely on the action, not on the end goal, making the process itself the purpose. Enthusiasm, this is a state of deep conscious joy mixed with energy. When enthusiasm is the driving force, your action is highly effective and effortless, because you are aligned with the universe's purpose. It's important to distinguish true enthusiasm, which comes from within, from mere excitement, which is ego-driven and requires external results. If you cannot accept, enjoy, or be enthusiastic about what you are currently doing, stop and take conscious action to change the situation or leave it. Otherwise, you are creating negativity that pollutes your own inner space and the world. Chapter 13. The Freedom from Fear. Fear is one of the most pervasive elements of the human condition, and Tolle reveals its source, the mind's projection into the future. Fear rarely exists in the actual present moment. It is always fear of what might happen. When you are completely present, you eliminate the mental time travel that generates fear. All problems, all forms of suffering, are created by the mind dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. The problem is the mind, not the moment. When you find yourself in a state of fear or anxiety, pause and ask yourself, is there any danger, any actual problem in this very moment? Usually, the answer is no. You realize that the distress is a mere thought projection. The power of facing fear. Instead of running from fear, Allow yourself to feel it in the now. When you welcome the uncomfortable feeling without labeling it or judging it, you observe it as pure energy in the body. By staying present with the feeling, you disconnect it from the mind's fearful story, and it begins to dissolve. True inner safety is not found in controlling your outer world, but in the realization that your true self is invulnerable, because it is timeless and formless. Chapter 14, Spiritual Practice. Tolle emphasizes that the core spiritual practice is not complex rituals or methods, but simply bringing attention to the now. The most direct path to presence is through the inner body. The inner body. Become aware of the inner feeling of aliveness that permeates your hands, feet, chest, and all parts of your body. This is the internal energy field that connects you to being. By focusing on it, you draw your attention out of your thinking mind and anchor it in the timeless now. Breathing as an anchor. Your breath is another powerful and always available anchor. Notice the simple sensation of breathing in and breathing out. Don't think about the breath, simply feel it. This practice immediately returns you to the present moment. Consistent practice of this non-doing, the practice of being, creates an energy field of peace around you. It helps you maintain a state of alert attention even during daily activities, ensuring that your inner purpose is always being fulfilled. Chapter 15. Your true nature. This chapter delves into the realization that your true identity is the formless consciousness itself, also referred to as being or presence. Your personal identity, your name, history, memories, roles, and body, is merely the form you are temporarily inhabiting. The suffering arises when you mistake this form for your true self. Silence and stillness. The deepest way to access your true nature is through silence and stillness. Silence is the pure, formless space where consciousness can recognize itself. When you embrace silence, you stop the noise of the mind and realize the deep, profound peace that is the essence of your being, the formless realm. You are an eternal being who has temporarily taken on a form. Recognizing this allows you to live life fully without the fear of loss, change, or death, because the core of who you are is undying. Embracing death. Death is not the opposite of life, it is the opposite of birth. Life is eternal. By letting go of your attachment to the mind story and the physical form, you become consciously aware of your true, formless nature, dissolving the fear of death. Chapter 16. Timelessness and Eternity. The final chapter brings together the concepts of the now, timelessness, and eternity. Timelessness. This is the dimension of the now, where time, past, and future ceases to matter. When you are fully present, you are in a state of timelessness. Eternity. Eternity is not a long duration of time, it is the timeless dimension that is already present. The moment you are fully present, you are already living in eternity. When you make the now your primary focus, you realize that all your moments are sacred and connected to the one source of life. You are no longer living in fragments of past and future, but in the wholeness of the present. This realization is the ultimate awakening. The essence of the power of now is to stop waiting to start living. Your entire life is nothing more than this single eternal moment. Reflection. Which of these final lessons, inner purpose, freedom from fear, or timelessness, most shifts your perspective on your daily life? So we've journeyed through the 16 core lessons of the power of now. You've learned that your true power isn't hidden in the past or the future, but is right here, in this single sacred moment. The ultimate lesson is simple. Stop waiting to live and start living the now. This journey into presence is a practice, not a destination. To help you continue building a life rooted in peace, clarity, and genuine success, we'll be diving into more profound psychological and spiritual texts right here on Life Lessons HR Mukesh. If this video has inspired you to be more present, even for a few moments today, please give it a thumb up and leave a comment below, sharing one thing you will do differently right now to live in the now. And if you want to make sure you never miss the next video that will help you transform your inner world and achieve your outer goals, do this. Hit that subscribe button for Life Lessons HR Mukesh and turn on the notification bell. Thank you for spending this moment with me. I trust that the awareness you've gained today will light your path forward. Until the next life-changing lesson, remain present.